Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Paper Route. I'm Ashley Nicole Moss. I'm in studio, of course, with the regular schmegulars. I got Brandon Flowers here. I got Brandon Marshall here.
Yes.
And we're going to do things a little bit differently this time around. I know normally we start off the show and we're like bantering and, making jokes and all that good stuff. But we're actually going to start off with our Pepsi Rookie of the Week segment. How's that sound?
I'm with it.
You guys with it? All right. So, guys, we're going to kick things off right now with a little segment we like to call Yo Rookie, presented by Pepsi Zero Sugar NFL Rookie of the Week. All right, listen, week 9 has come and gone, and there were a lot of storylines, a lot of losses, a lot of shocking losses, a lot of major wins, but it's all about the rookies right now, okay? So for week 9, we have a bunch of rookies that are nominated for this week, and some are new faces, and some are some familiar faces. So BC, go ahead and throw those on the screen for me right now, and we're going to go ahead and run through these guys before we bring out our first guest of the show. So running through the week 9 nominees, here they are. Let's go ahead and throw that graphic up there. Wait for it. There we go. No surprise here. I mean, CJ Stroud out of Houston, Texas, the quarterback. Listen, 470 yards, 5 touchdowns in the Texans' week 9 win. We also have out of Baltimore, Keaton Mitchell rushed for 138 yards and 1 touchdown in the Ravens' victory. We have Tank Dell, who's actually going to be joining us in just a little bit. He caught 6 passes for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns in week 9. We have Buffalo tight end Dalton Kincaid caught 10 passes for 81 yards against the Bengals. We have Byron Young recorded 10 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 forced fumble this week for the LA Rams. And we're going to go ahead and close things out in LA as well, but this time with the Chargers, and we have Darius Davis. He scored his first touchdown of his career with an 87-yard punt return on Monday Night Football. So shout out to Darius, his first touchdown of his career. Do you guys remember your first touchdown? Well, you played. Did you ever have a touchdown?
Yeah.
Do you remember
your? Cold.
I don't know. I remember you played defense. I don't know if you remember,
Nah, but my first one was against Brett Favre in New York when he was with the Jets.
Pick six,
94
nice.
yards. Yeah.
Do you remember yours?
It was in Cleveland. It was on a corner route, and it was magical. But it wasn't as cool as B's.
Yeah,
Pick
mine
six
was
on Brett Favre is like pretty.
dope.
That's a pretty major.
Right.
A major accomplishment. I mean, listen.
Dope.
All right, well, we're gonna go ahead. Like I said, with no further ado, we have a special guest joining us, and I mentioned out of Houston. Listen, the Houston Texans are definitely surprising a lot of people with the type of football that they are playing, and this guy has some part in that. Everybody, welcome to the show, Tank Dell. Welcome, Tank.
How you doing? How y'all doing?
How are you?
Good
How
man.
are you? What's going on?
I'm good. Can't complain. I'm blessed.
That boy from Daytona. Tank, what's up, baby?
What's up, B?
Yeah, that's my boy. Hey, so we only have you for a few minutes, so we're going to jump right in. Man, I was watching the game this weekend. Why y'all do Baker Mayfield like that? I thought they had it. And then that last drive, bro, seeing you toe tap drag on the left side, that corner route was beautiful. So my question for you to jump in is this. Going into that moment as a rookie, was that a calm moment or were you nervous?
No, I was definitely calm. I feel like I live up for moments like that. That's what I work for. But for sure, CJ played a big part. CJ was on the sideline. Like, you could see how, like, calm he was. Like, he on the sideline, like, we good. I got y'all. Like, just, stay tuned. We ready. So, having him on the sideline with us doing what he do, kept everybody calm for real.
Tank, I mean, right now you guys are sitting at 500, second in your division. I think a lot of people are surprised by how well this Houston Texans team is playing. I mean, obviously the talent is there, but I think a lot of people expected a little bit of growing pains after Deshaun Watson's situation, and he goes on to Cleveland. What is it about the pedigree of this team that makes you guys competitors, even in a time where a lot of people don't think you really should have been?
Yeah, I feel like just the locker room mentality, like we was like we not waiting for the future, it's time. The time is now for us, and it start every Monday, from film review to all the way to Sunday. You know how urgent and how we practice on the practice field. Just we don't want to wait till later to get things started. We ready right now. I feel like as a squad, as a organization, we trying to come right now. We not trying to wait for the future. So.
Mm.
Yeah, you mentioned CJ before, right? And he a rookie quarterback, but he don't play like no rookie. What separates CJ, man, from the rest of the quarterbacks in the NFL, you think, that make him play so great right now?
That man's special, man. He a God-fearing man for sure, but just the things he do, like we got like a little group chat, all the receivers and the tight ends, and it'd be like 11 o'clock at night. He's sending videos through that he's been studying throughout the week, like showing us like, we install something like on this play. If we get this look, he'll tell a certain person like it be ready, if they play like this, cut the route short or something like that. Like he already 10 steps ahead before Sunday even comes. So once he out there, he could just play ball, have fun. Like he ain't got to be out there, nervous or thinking too much. He already did all the hard work throughout the week. So once that time come, he just ready to go.
Tank, that's different. And I don't know if you really know how different that is. Guys, like it took me 8-9 years to get with a quarterback that did that, and that was Ryan Fitzpatrick. He would meet everybody where they're at, and we have these group chats, and he would do the same thing. A lot of times when you're a rookie quarterback, you're just trying to run the system. You're talking about fundamentals. So for you guys to be in a position where you're already improvising, where you're already having these type of conversations, show why y'all having so much success and why CJ is that guy. For me, bro, I want to take it back a little bit. You played in Texas, okay, from Florida, but you made your way there, college ball. Were you shocked and surprised when you got the call from the Texans?
I wasn't shocked, but I ain't gonna lie, I probably was a little shocked. I ain't gonna lie, but I sent out a message to them guys, man, in December. I was, this is why I wanted to stay in Houston, just like the atmosphere here, the fans, everything in the city, man, I love it. So I sent a message out and I told them like, come get me, and once they did make that call, I was like, I told them I was gonna run to the stadium and all when I got drafted, but I was lying. Yeah, I was. But man, I just want to stay in the city, man. I saw what the organization can do, if we get the right pieces, and I feel like, we coming along together, so we just got to keep going.
You mentioned coming along together, and a lot of the times when you're a rookie and you get to a new team, it's been a long time since your quarterback has been a rookie, and maybe they're so far removed from the process and what it feels like. But CJ, being in the same situation as you and a lot of the other guys on the team, how has that made the transition from college to professional, knowing that you have a guy who, although he's the quarterback and is a different level of responsibility, he's going through a lot of the same rookie struggles that you are, and he's trying to get familiar to the game just like you are?
Yeah, I'd say having him, him being a rookie, that's great for both of us, and I feel like we came in like now that like that's one of my best friends for sure. Like we always with each other, but just when we first got here, we both looking at the playbook like, oh, boy. Like, what is this? Like, but just learning that together and like during the summer, like when we got off for break, we was with each other during the off season. We was going to UH, to go in the indoor and throw routes and stuff like that, and we're just going over plays, and that all came along together because we both young and we studying together. Now we both like we can help each other grow, and then him being a QB was just even more. He got a big responsibility, so it's just I know it's a lot tougher on him, but he fit for the job.
I wish you could have seen these guys training for the combine, right? It was Tank, Josh Downs, Jordan Addison, right? We had Josh Downs on the show. And if you would have seen the confidence these young boys had running their routes and everything, man, just wanting to get better every day. I got to ask you, did y'all come in with that confidence, or when y'all was just competing with each other, just to be that top receiver taken, did that come like collectively or individually? Y'all brought it out of each other?
Man, I feel like we all brought it out of each other. My whole game built on confidence, and I feel like that's the same with Josh Downs and J.A., Jordan Addison, and all them guys. Even Zay, we was all there we telling each other like we the best route runners and what we gonna do when we get here. You know, that just us motivating each other. I feel like, but all of us got that confidence. We brought it in like we all had it on ourselves, but when we got with each other, we for sure lifted each other up.
So listen, man, we got a few more minutes with you. I want to talk a little bit about where you guys are going. All right. Is this a real thing for you guys? Are y'all looking at this as a rebuild, or are y'all looking at this situation like we could potentially sneak in the playoffs? Because, you know, what y'all feel internally is differently than when we feel outside of the facility.
Yeah, like I was saying, we trying right now. Like, we not trying to wait on a rebuild or anything like that. You know, every game is a must win for us. Like, we want to win every game. That's how we practice. That's how we come out and play. So I feel like, from me speaking for the team, you know, we ready to come right now. We're not trying to wait for the future, but everything gonna play out how it's supposed to. But we coming right now for sure.
All right, really quickly before Ashley jump in, and you know she has a question for you. Your feet is wild, bro. Like, bro,
I
have you
seen
seen
it.
it?
I seen it
You
close up.
mean his footwork?
Your footwork, yes.
I seen
I
it
got to
close up.
clarify.
His footwork.
Hey, Tank, we got to clarify here because, you know, it'll get wild on YouTube sometimes.
I'm trying to tell you.
B-Flow, like, I think he may have the best feet in the business. So, for me, two-part question. Do you think that you have the best feet in the business? And two, what was your inspiration? Look, he's ready to go. What was your inspiration? What wide receiver inspired you the most? Who do you pull from the most?
I know you might hate it. I'm gonna say Chad though, you for sure. I'm gonna say Chad. I've been watching Ocho since way back. You know, they got like clips on YouTube. Him and a lot of other receivers doing like footwork drills in the park and stuff like that. And then he, like, you know, he commentary, man, what he say on YouTube. You know, the when he mic'd up, bro. I've been watching him for so long, and you know, he gave me a lot of inspiration and stuff. So I say Ocho for sure.
That's a good one. Ocho got some of the best feet ever.
For sure.
But I like to take out a lot of receivers' book. You know, I be watching Tay Adams, Calvin Ridley. You know, when I first got into college, when I was at Alabama A&M, Calvin was training down there with LB, one of our strength coaches.
Calvin's insane too.
Yeah, he insane, man. When I was looking at him, like he was coming to the field to work out, and I was looking at how he coming out his breaks. Like, I'm talking about full speed, running dig routes, not slowing down at all. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get like that. So,
right.
You know, I was watching guys like that for sure.
Well, Tank, before we let you go, I've been asking all the rookies this question when they come through paper round. I want to ask you the same question. So I'm going to give you a sentence, and I just want you to fill in the blank for me, okay? My rookie year will be what?
One of the best receiver rookie years ever.
Ooh, I like that. We've
Let's
never
go.
gotten a statement like that. We usually get one word answers.
He said confident.
All right, talk to me nice, Tank. I'm here for it. I like it.
But,
well,
no, that was such a quick question. That was such a quick answer that I have time for one more, bro. I have to ask: Have you ever had a teammate deal with Achilles injury?
oh my God, I know where this is going.
Nah. Not
You
at-
know, ever had?
um,
But have you been paying attention to Aaron Rodgers and the Jets? Did you watch Monday Night Football last night?
I didn't watch it, but I saw a couple clips for sure.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers will come back this season? Because he's dealing with this Achilles, and it's only been 2 months, and he's throwing the ball like he's in OTAs.
I see how you walk around. I be seeing clips on social media how you walking around. I feel like he'll come back towards the end of the year. He got a chance.
You took the bait, Tank. You took the bait. It's okay. It's okay. Listen, we wish you just an amazing rest of your season, a healthy rest of your season, first and foremost. And we look forward to seeing what you guys do down in H-Town for the rest of the year. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, thank y'all.
Bye.
CJ for Rookie of the Week CJ Rookie of the Week.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you have to kind of give it to him. But listen, if you
What?
want to, CJ had he broke.
Nah, he
Oh,
went
for the
crazy.
week, yes.
Yeah,
I thought we were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about for the year. There's still.
No, I just said for the week. Yeah. Listen,
Okay.
if you want to go ahead and vote for CJ, Tank, or any of the other guys on the list, make sure you head over to NFL.com/voting/rookies. Again, that's NFL.com/voting/rookies. This has been Yo Rookie, presented by Pepsi Zero NFL Sugar. All right. Oh,
Whoa, woo.
am I an angel? Am I an angel? Is that what this is? Okay. And we're back. Came down from heaven real quick to go ahead, and that's like, what's that old school pickup line? What is it? Not do your
I know
feet,
what you're talking about.
What is it? Something like you just fell from heaven. What is
I know
it?
what you're talking about.
Is heaven missing an angel because you're here on earth or something like that? Something along those.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? One of that like
yeah.
old school corny pickup lines. Yeah, that's the line. All right, well, we are back.
Ashley is taking the corny title from me because all of mine.
It's a real thing. It was like, did it hurt?
I know.
Oh, that's what it is. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Yes, that.
It's a thing. I ain't used
It's
it.
a
Why you looking
thing.
at me like I used it, bro?
I've actually had a guy use that on me like years ago. They walk up to you and they just randomly go, "Did it hurt?" And then like the normal response would be, "Did what hurt?"
B definitely.
And it's like
I
when you fell from heaven.
would never use
B
that.
definitely used that.
Nah.
What's
Do
the
it look like I use that?
What's the wildest pickup line you've used?
I don't have pickup lines, bro.
So what
Really?
do you do?
Nah.
What's your like move? Like what's your go-to?
He said I don't have.
Hey, that's
pickup
weird.
line.
Y'all putting me on the spot.
How is it weird? We're in the conversation
Y'all putting
now.
me on the spot
Are you
right
more
now.
of
I don't
more
know.
of like a send a drink over kind of guy? Or are you more of just like a
I do that. I gotta make eye contact with somebody first, though. I'm chill. I ain't finna just roll up on somebody for real like that.
So then how do you like shoot your shot?
If
Like
we
in
don't
public,
if we don't make eye
like in
contact,
public.
then I ain't gonna shoot it for real.
All right, so you make eye contact. You
Yeah,
make
I'm
eye
like that,
contact.
Ashley,
Now
chill.
what's next?
Interesting.
Oh, why y'all trying to figure out my
I'm just
B
curious.
is so private.
I'm so private.
I'm just curious
I'm
because like
uncomfortable
what
right
if
now.
you see a but what if you see a girl that like you're really into but
and
like
look, Ashley's still pressing
No,
the
no,
man
No,
said
it's
he's
something.
uncomfortable.
It's something. I'll say this, B.
like what if she doesn't make like what if you're really interested in her but like you're not in a space where you can make eye contact like
I
like
see
she's
what you're
never in
saying.
your looking in your direction and like you know what I mean like
Yeah, it's something that I'll be like, nah, she gotta tell me. No, like I'm coming over here to approach her,
Interesting.
but nah, not too
what
much.
about you
Not too
Brandon?
many.
Brandon just going up there just starting a random conversation.
I
He
don't
don't
see
I
even
you
might
doing
be
that.
the one to
You
use
do
that line. But in a funny way, though, it's like be corny. It breaks the ice, right? So the cornier you are, Ashley, come
Would you
on
cut
now.
a dude
You're not
off if he was
expecting that.
corny
Ashley,
with
if I
the
walk
first
up to you,
line?
yeah,
It
see, look.
It depends. I will tell you. Like I've dated guys who like approached me on some corny stuff because it's just like I started laughing.
That's right.
But it depends. There has to be multiple things that like work in your favor. Like I have to be interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
that's
then
what
you
I'm
use
saying.
the corny line, then it's just like a match made in heaven. But if I'm genuinely not interested and you come up to me and you're like,
Right.
did it hurt? When you like, boy, if you don't get out my face,
Right,
like,
that's
so,
I'm telling you, guys, if you him and you got the juice, use the corny line.
I
And then,
will
but
give
do
you
it,
guys
do it
free
intentionally.
game though. If you can make a girl laugh, you got her.
You
You
got her.
got her.
You got her. At least for me, like if you can, because I don't really laugh at most things. Like I don't find most people funny. So if you can make me laugh, you're in there.
I had somebody that was mad at me for like 3 months and wouldn't respond. And just finally text. And I was just like, if I make you laugh, you have to respond. And then I made her laugh and
That's a
she
good little
responded.
bet. You know what's a good one too? If like you compliment her fit. And not if she's wearing something basic. Like if she really got something
Yeah.
fly on and you go up to her and you're like, and you just like, it's just not even like, you're not even trying to hit on her, but in the back of your mind, you're like, I'm trying to hit on her.
Yeah, she gonna
But you
come
just
back
come up to
round.
her and you're just like, yo, what you got on is like fire. Like you'll be like, oh, I appreciate it. And then boom, that's your segue to a conversation.
I'm
Free
taking
game.
that, Ash.
Free game.
I'm
Free
taking that
game.
one.
Free game, guys. I won't charge. I'll send my invoice later. All right, listen. Well, we asked Tank about Aaron Rodgers, and I know that Brandon was jumping for joy when he saw this video last night during
That's right.
Monday Night Football. I know that he couldn't wait to get in here and start talking about this. So there he is. There's Aaron Rodgers. He actually walked into the tunnel at MetLife Stadium without crutches. He was moving on his own accord. Absolutely no crutches. It didn't even look like he had much of a limp. And here is the video of him throwing on the field off the back foot. I don't know, B-Flow, I know you and I have been clowning and you know, making jokes. But
Is he making you a believer now, Ash?
I'm not a believer that he gonna come back. Now they did, Derwin James and Aaron Rodgers did have a conversation post-game or pre-game. I think it was post-game though, because he was fully, Derwin James had the helmet and everything, so I think it was after the game. And he said, yo, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? And Aaron Rodgers was heard saying in a few more weeks. So it looks like Aaron is clearing himself to come and play for the Jets before the season's over. Do I still think it's a good idea? No, but here we are. He's here. So, Brandon?
There's a lot. Before we even get into the game, let's just talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
It's almost like a conspiracy almost for me now. Turned into a conspiracy thing. Like he's trying to control this story. Bro, when you look at this video, we've never seen anybody post-op Achilles, okay, moving like this. This is ridiculous.
He's putting pressure on that back foot. Like, it looked comfortable.
Right, but just him walking on it. I think majority of the time, like, dudes are post-op or in the scooter with the leg up.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Right? This dude is walking on it, no crutches. He's backpedaling. He's putting pressure on it. He's throwing the ball. Okay? Now, obviously, got these big old shoes, et cetera, et cetera. Who knows what's going on and how he's manipulating the situation? Because you can manipulate the situation, for sure, and not be ready to play. But for me, the reason why I say it's turned into a little bit of like a conspiracy, and I don't even know if that's the right word to use here, but did he really get an Achilles surgery? Like, think about it. Ashley, did he? What we're seeing, I'm being honest.
Yo, what are we really doing right now?
The reason why we're doing this is because we've never seen this before this fast.
Do you think,
so it's like how did you really get an Achilles surgery?
Are you implying that he didn't really have an Achilles injury and he didn't have to actually get an Achilles surgery?
No, what I'm implying is potentially, like, we know there's partial tears, right? Mm-hmm. They could have went in and it could have been something where they definitely had like a cleanup touch. And I don't know because I've never dealt with any Achilles personally, so I don't even know that process. But what I'm saying here is, you know, like he could have went in and it's like, damn, this really is just like a 2 to 3 month, not a 6-month. But he came out with the energy of a 6-month recovery.
Might be on to something, bro.
You feel what I'm saying,
V?
I love V. Thank you.
But they said that he had a less invasive surgery that's supposed to heal up the new one, where they put in, it's more of like a rubber type of piece of some sort that is supposed to adhere to the body quicker than the traditional way.
That's right.
And it's not something that has been universally used because I guess it's still in its stages where they're learning about it. And Aaron Rodgers, you know, being someone ahead of the curve, decided to take that route. Right. And obviously it worked for his body. So I don't know if it's that he wasn't as injured as we thought he was. I just think that whatever this newfound surgery, technique has worked really well for his body. And that's not to say, like, say, for example, if a Kirk Cousins were to use the same thing, he may be out the traditional amount of time. Everybody's body is different.
That's right.
And I think that this just happened to work really well for his body. And I mean, also, you know, he's a guy who believes in Eastern medicine and things like that. And there have been studies about, you know, Eastern medicine being a lot more advanced than Western medicine. You know, you can dive into that and pharmaceuticals and all that stuff. And he also speaks highly of the power of the mind. I think all three of those things are intertwined and connected. You know, as somebody who, I posted about this on my Instagram yesterday, I've really, these past few months, have taken, you know, the opportunity of my alone time, like my solitude, to really dedicate to like meditation and like breathing techniques and things like that. And, you know, it just really changes how you deal with stress. It changes how your body reacts to stress. So I think, and the foods that you eat and all sorts of things, I think everything's connected. I don't think it's that much of a conspiracy, but I do think that it's connected to how he lives his life. I wouldn't be surprised by that.
I thought he absolutely ruptured it. Now you gave me like a conspiracy.
Oh my
like
God,
that's like
the
earth is flat.
You.
Now I want to do research.
Oh
and
my God.
Like, ask people what kind of scar he got like in the locker room.
That's
like,
right.
I need to know now because
I'm gonna pull up.
I'm saying, like, the way he looked, you first off, you cannot put that much pressure, right, on your Achilles or your leg or your foot when you rupture your Achilles. Mm-hmm. Like B said, you're always in a scooter. And he just looked confident out there. It's not like he's grimacing. It's not like he's careful. Like,
not always. I mean, it's been 2 months.
Still.
You see,
Actually, no,
you've
2 months
seen
post-op.
players walk on
No,
it
2 months
after.
post-op. These guys
boot.
is rolling around in a scooter.
With one knee on it.
One knee on it.
Yeah, and just scooting
They're
around.
not putting that type of pressure on it now.
I've
now
seen guys in boots and like
for sure,
stuff
and then
like
you
that.
move, but not like this.
No, not like this. No. But not necessarily.
This is
always a
unbelievable.
scooter.
But here's the pain. And Ash, I don't know where you want to take this conversation because I know like you probably misery loves company. You were on one yesterday. I don't know if it's because the weekend the Dallas Cowboys had, but now Monday Night Football. Yeah, you were on one
About
yesterday.
the Jets?
I was going to ask you, did you need a hug?
Yes, yesterday. No, about the Cowboys yesterday.
Yeah, you was.
But I know, yeah, you were on one yesterday.
We're talking about the Jets.
I know. Can you let the connection come?
Okay.
Can you let the? So I'm basically saying, misery loves company. You're probably happy that the Jets lost last night because now I can join you.
I have no skin in the game. I got my own issues. We're actually like trying to make the playoffs, not just win football games. You know what I mean? So we're in a different conversation. You know what I mean?
That's right. And that's my concern with all this Aaron Rodgers talk. There's no doubt in my mind that come January, February, if the Jets are in position, that man will be ready.
Well, let's talk about that in
there
position, because last night's game, I think, solidified that the defense is the most important piece of the Jets right now. The offense looks absolutely atrocious. Is it even feasible that the Jets are able to stay afloat long enough for the possibility to even entertain the possibility of Aaron Rodgers coming back? Like I mentioned, that offense is non-existent.
That's right.
The defense is phenomenal, but is that enough to keep this team afloat, B-Flow, as a defensive guy?
It's not, right? Because the Jets are turning the ball over. When you turn the ball over as many times the Jets did yesterday, it's like it's no chance that the defense can go out there and get that many stops, especially when you're playing in the NFL. Like, anything can happen. Your defense go wear down. The defense start, like, just having hope almost.
Right.
Like, once you get 10 points, a defense will kind of be like, yo, that's it. We're not going to score 10 points. You know, I felt like that on the defensive end. Like, if a team, when I was in the playoffs, my third year, we played Baltimore with Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and those guys. We were still going through quarterbacks. And once they went up 10 points, they went up 10 points in the second quarter. You can see the whole defense just deflate. Like, we can't come back. Right. And then offense start turning the ball over more and more, not thinking as a veteran, like, yo, if we score on defense, we right in this game, and the offense can get a field goal or a fluke touchdown. We never thought like that because we didn't believe in our offense at that time. I think that's what's going to start happening with these Jets team. You can see Wilson, the receiver, he's frustrated at receiver. Right. You know, he's not getting a rock like he thought he would this year. So I think the way they turn the ball over, they don't believe in Wilson at all. I think you're going to see the losses start tallying up.
Brandon, before you chime in real quick, follow up to that. I mean, you speak about the defense and you know, getting tired in games is one thing, but what about season fatigue? Like, as a defense, if you're constantly responsible for keeping a team in a game, and in this case, you know, they did the best that they could, but it was a blowout. Was it a 9.5-point blowout, Brandon?
Let me see.
You go ahead and look that up while I ask him this question.
27-6.
I
ain't watched the game. I turned it off.
It sounds like a 9.5.
After halfway through the third quarter, I ain't gonna hold you. I turned the game off.
Is it even feasible to expect the defense to be able to just game in, game out, week in, week out, to hold the brunt of this Jets team down for the remainder of this season?
They can do it because they have a head coach who is a defensive guy, right? And it's all going to be mental. If he can keep those guys locked in and say, no matter what goes on the other side of the ball, like, we're building a championship defense, whether it's going to be this year or next year. Like, Robert Saleh's just going to have to keep this tight-knitted group, which I think he has done a great job of. It's not their first year going through it. It's their second year going through it. Now, that might make them mentally feel like, yo, what are we doing here? Because it's their second year. Yeah. But it's going to be all mental. Physically, I think it's very possible. But as long as they mentally sharp, they can definitely get it done.
Yeah, and I like what you said earlier, B, where – and because I've been in those situations on both sides where the offense is rolling, defense is trash, and Jay Cutler and I would be sitting on the bench, and I'm sitting next to Jay, and he has a towel on his head. I'm like, bro, why you got a towel on your head now? He's like, I can't watch this. It's just painful. It was so bad. We changed defensive schemes 3 or 4 times in 2008, 2009 when we were playing for the Denver Broncos. Fast forward to Chicago, I'm playing with Jay Cutler. There was times where the offense was rolling and defense was playing bad. That last year, my third year in Chicago, but my first year in Chicago, defense was scoring a touchdown or 2 a game, bro, like legendary stuff. And we couldn't get rolling with myself, Matt Forte. We had a young Alshon Jeffrey. We had Devin Hester. We had Earl Bennett. And we just couldn't do anything. We couldn't score 2 or 3 times, bro, just to help our defense out. So I think it's more about that, Ashley, the mindset where guys like, man, I'm tired of carrying you guys mentally. There's a lot of pressure on them. I would have to say this, right? After watching 3/4 of last night, because I'm speaking truth when I said I turned the game off and I said I'll rather go to bed and catch up on some sleep. You're not a real fan. No, it is. It's just like I saw it. I seen everything I need to see.
I watched the Cowboys get blown out by the 49ers from top to bottom.
And guess what? My sleep is more valuable than watching what I saw last night. And so what happens when you're in these situations, because you guys know exactly how I feel about the Jets. And how in this whole Aaron Rodgers thing, I do believe that they're still in position to still get what they want. We don't know how the next 8-9 games are going to. We don't know how the next 9 games are going to play out. Look at their schedule. They're at the Raiders. Then they got 2 divisional foes, the Bills, the Dolphins. What's going to happen there? The Falcons, the Texans, the Commanders, the Browns, the Patriots. Come on now, like if this offense can be better, because they're at the bottom, they have a chance. And that's a big what if, and that's why I cut it off, because now I started doing my research and my work, right? Where's the problem, right? So now when you're losing like this, people are going to start doing more research and start diving a little deeper to see where the problem is. Zach Wilson's asked after the game, is it scheme? And he paused for a minute and he said, I would like to not think that. Okay, so let's look into the scheme. Nathaniel Hackett is the offensive coordinator, and I'm not blaming Nathaniel Hackett. But Nathaniel Hackett, our offense is 22. We're averaging 22% on third downs. That's bottom of the barrel. We're last in points. We're not rolling. So, okay, now is it scheme? Now let's look at players. We've been talking about Zach Wilson. That's the only person that we've been blaming. But last night he was sacked 8 times. Can we look at offensive line now? I don't think it's the receivers. I like our receivers. I like Breece Hall, our running backs. Well, so it makes people dive a little bit deeper when you're in this position. So now over the next week or two, people are going to be doing their research and diving deeper on where the problem lies, because Coach Saleh said that he's not going to make any changes. But if they want to be in position come January, there needs to be some changes made, and now it's about where.
Well, listen, the Jets will face the Raiders in a very winnable game on the 12th. So we shall see if they're able to go ahead and stay afloat just enough to go ahead and entertain the thought of Aaron Rodgers coming back. But we're going to go ahead and switch gears now and talk some NBA, because LeBron James gave a very interesting statement after last night's loss to his former team, the Miami Heat. And, well, it was actually before the game against his former team, the Miami Heat. LeBron reflected on his 2 championships and 4 seasons in Miami, but he noted that he didn't need Miami to become King James, that is. He said he only joined Miami to win championships because he knew he couldn't get it done in Cleveland. So you wouldn't have been king without Miami. I feel like that's a contradictory statement. Am I wrong? I mean, I don't think that anybody, the chosen one was the chosen one coming out, of Akron, Ohio and Cleveland, but you basically said you needed Miami to win a chip. I don't think you would have been King James without chips. The chips you won in Miami started the trajectory of the chip that you then won when you went back to Cleveland, and then you won with the Lakers. So I'm confused on how you didn't need Miami to be King James, but you needed Miami to win championships. I think those are 2 contradictory
I understood
statements. In what way did you understand that?
Because he said, I still would have been the same player, right?
If we're just talking nickname, yeah, he would have been King James, but would he have been?
When he said that, like, LeBron is LeBron, right? Like, there's some guys like LeBron is LeBron, Kobe is Kobe, D-Wade is D-Wade, KD is KD, Steph Curry is Steph Curry. Now, when you're in different systems and around different people, that determines the type of team success that you have. And so player to champion is 2 different conversations. So I understand what he's saying when he's like, I will be the same player. Like, this dude was phenomenal before he got to Miami, but he needed Miami to go win championship. Those are 2 different conversations to me.
I think you're missing something.
You're missing a piece of that.
Because he's saying, I'll still be the king, not the player, right? I'll still be the king. So when he says king,
the best.
Did he say that?
puts him
He said,
King
"I'll still
James.
be the king," or did he say?
I would still be King James.
But didn't he start off by saying, "I'm still the player"?
LeBron, no, he said he noted that he didn't need the Heat to become King James, that he only joined Miami to win championships because he knew he couldn't get it done in Cleveland, which is a direct contradiction to what I hear what you're saying. Yeah, of course, he would have been the same player. He was the chosen one, like I said. He was already one of the greatest basketball players,
Right.
one of the greatest prospect we have ever seen in the history of the NBA, and that's including Wemby, who I don't think even with
It's still not even close.
Yeah, it's not even
close.
But you would have been the king of what? A lot of the emphasis of King James is rooted in his championships. You know, the 2-peat in Miami,
Right.
and then the Cleveland championship. And you take that away, phenomenal player, but you're not the king.
Yeah, King James is like part of the GOAT kind of the debate with him and Michael Jordan, right? And without Miami championships, Miami getting that hump off his back, Miami just teaching him how to win a championship, who's to say he would have went back and won those two in Cleveland, right? Because he felt like he couldn't win in Cleveland before. He came down with D-Wade, linked up with these guys in Miami, and he knew how to win, right? You know how as a athlete, it takes us going through and just feeling the pressure. And when we get that hump off our backs, like, oh, I've been here before.
That's right.
Like,
That's
let's
right.
go.
That's right.
That would enable him to go back to
That's
Cleveland
why I
and do
asked
it on his
Tank Dell
own.
about that. Like, was he nervous or was he calm in that 2-minute drive? That was a big drive. That's why I asked
You
him
know
that
what I
question.
think is a
B.
really good comparison, like an NFL equivalent? I kind of relate. Think of like a Troy Aikman, right? Would Troy Aikman still have been a really good quarterback in a different system that wasn't the Dallas Cowboys? Yeah, he had all the makings of a really good quarterback. But Troy Aikman, the Hall of Famer, was solidified because of the team in Dallas, because of the Super Bowls that he won.
Right.
So it's not taking away from the talent of LeBron James. I don't think you can argue that it existed when he was in high school. It existed in Cleveland. But King James is directly correlated to what you see on that screen right there. It's the championship. It's the confetti. It's the 2-peat. And that set the trajectory for what he was able to do in Cleveland, what he was able to do with the Lakers, what he's chasing again with the Lakers. So I don't understand how you can say...
But there's so many perspectives around this, and I truly believe that this started because of D-Wade doing a podcast a couple weeks ago. Did you see the podcast? Did y'all see the podcast? And this is before all this broke. There was a podcast. There was like some random podcast D-Wade was on, and sorry for the person who owns that podcast. No disrespect, no being honest. Like I said, I shouldn't have said random. You know, we're all in the same space. But anyways. He was on this podcast, and they were talking about this, and he said, he basically said LeBron needed them, and he taught LeBron, you know what I'm saying, how to win, and then it became a point where LeBron could go. And I think that, I don't know if there was a reporter that asked LeBron this and how they got into this, but LeBron going into this details almost, I wouldn't say his ego, but it's like, no, let's be clear here. Let me check y'all, because LeBron could be sitting on the other side saying, I was always the king. That's what he said. I was always the king. I was always the chosen one. Look at my team in Cleveland. Look what I did in Cleveland. Look how many times he made it to the finals or made it to the, the Eastern Conference final with who?
And lost.
Point. So now, whether it's D-Wade or Chris Bosh, you bring in, other guys around the league, I was going to break through anyways because I was going to have a better team. So maybe LeBron is thinking that way. It's like, yeah, you guys were special, but I could have put, Kevin or Garnett, and I could have went to Boston with Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen and those guys and still got the job done.
I think what makes him the king is it's the two in a.
I'm trying to break that down because I don't get the correlate.
The correlation is he could have went to any other team with 2 or 3 guys.
But the argument isn't about what team he went to. The argument is about saying that you would still be king without Miami. You can take Miami out and insert whatever team that you want to. The conversation at hand is you acknowledge you could not win in Cleveland. So you had to go elsewhere to win. So whether that was Boston, whether that was San Antonio, whether that was LA, like put whatever team you want in the blank spot. I don't understand how you can in one breath say you'd be King James without blank. yes, when it comes to the greatness of LeBron James, yes, but we're talking about King James, if we're talking about a GOAT, if we're talking about one of the best to ever do it.
That's why I brought up the D-Wade thing. Just imagine if you're LeBron James and you hear D-Wade on this podcast say that basically you needed me.
They needed.
That's what started this. That's what I believe started this conversation. Because I'm literally watching this podcast or this clip of this podcast, and I'm like, damn, you gotta see the clip. I wish we had the clip.
He said it in a way they needed each other.
No, he didn't say that. I'm telling you, Ash, because I was watching it and I was like, damn, that was very.
He didn't need him to teach him how to be LeBron James. He needed him to teach him how to be a winner. LeBron wasn't a champion before he teamed up with D-Wade.
Okay.
D-Wade already had a chip.
Okay, cool. But think about, you're LeBron. You're the chosen one. Yeah. You are King James walking into this situation. And for another guy to tell you that I taught you how to be a champion.
But LeBron has already owned up to the fact, has said multiple times that D-Wade was pivotal in making him a champion. Like, it taught him how to be a champion. D-Wade had been to the promised land before. Right. The culture of the Miami Heat was something completely different than what existed for him in Cleveland. That's not a knock. D-Wade's a big brother, a mentor. It's like, bro, I've been here before. I know what it takes to be a champion.
Right.
Follow me.
Right. And
he did that, and I believe 100% that the things that he learned in Miami, the things that he learned from D-Wade, he took back to Cleveland. Right. He took to LA. So that's not it's not a knock, and it's not saying that LeBron James, the individual player, needed D-Wade, but LeBron James, the champion, King James, 100% needed D-Wade to teach him how to be that.
It's what they say, though. Like, when you're a great player, you don't never stop learning. You don't never stop getting better. Right? So he can be the best player in the world and still learn everything and get better with D-Wade. Before he made that decision to go to Miami, I guarantee you LeBron said, I need to go down here to win a ring. It wasn't, I'm going down here to play with D-Wade. It's like, I need to go down here to win a championship, and then I'll return back to Cleveland. Like, and that's exactly what happened. And in that process, he learned so much. And you can see in the way he played. When he got to Cleveland and it
made him a
crunch time
drastically
against
better
Golden
player.
State, it wasn't. You seen a different LeBron the way he took over.
Those were some of his best years in his career, and I think vice versa. D-Wade needed LeBron because after the year he won the championship with Shaq, Miami was in a drought. The teams were horrible. Yeah. So he needed LeBron's greatness as an individual player to come to Miami and help him win. But LeBron needed that guidance of what it means to be a champion and how to get there. It was a match made in heaven. Then you bring Chris Bosh in, and then you bring in Ray Allen later. I mean, they learned from each other. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But that's why, like, I'm hitting the ego, right? I'm hitting that where, all right, like it comes a point, like I'm the king, I'm the best, I'm the GOAT. And then you got another story that continues to run of, nah, but you needed me to be that. Like, that hits a man's ego, right? Like, that, you know what I'm saying? After a while, you're like, damn, okay, I get it. You feel me? But, and I think, and the thing for me is, and this is like, I'm not saying this is what it is. I'm saying this is what it could potentially, this is what it could be when you, like, why are you talking about this now? Why is this coming up now? And so if you're LeBron could be saying, yo, if I go to Dallas, if I go to Boston, I win 2 or 3 championships.
We don't know that, though.
Now, if you plug in any other guy and put him into in Miami situation, right? Do D-Wade and Bosh still win 2 or 3 championships?
What if you put Kobe in a spot?
Potentially a Kobe Bryant, absolutely.
What I'm saying is we're I think also let's be honest. Let's have an honest conversation here. LeBron could have called himself King James until the crows came, or the roosters hatched, or whatever the heck the saying is. Nobody's calling you the king without a ring, bro. Like, so
was that the narrative? What was the narrative?
Nobody is calling. You could have called yourself King James, which is fine.
Did he? But I'm asking, what was the fact?
Think
when did he start calling himself
came when
King
he was in
James?
Cleveland.
Do you remember?
The name.
I thought it came from the jump when he came out of high school.
No, he was the chosen one out of high school, but King James came at some point when he was in Cleveland.
So he was Lil Bow Wow, then dropped the little. When did he drop the little?
Sports Illustrated dubbed him the chosen one coming out of high school. And then I believe the King James nickname came some part during his era in Cleveland,
right,
the first time around. But you can't be the king without the hardware. That would have been crazy to continue calling yourself King James and you keep going to the Eastern Conference Finals and losing. Like, let's be honest, you can't be a king without at least one ring. So Miami helped solidify that nickname for him. I just think that it was a perfect relationship, and I don't think there should be any animosity, and I don't agree with that statement. Yeah, technically you would have still been the king, self-inflicted or self-dubbed, but it would not have had the same meaning that it does now because you have 4 championships. You know what I mean? So it was in Cleveland, right? That it was dubbed?
It said when he was in high school.
He was King James in high school?
They said Nike even self-proclaimed, gave him the stamp.
Yeah. Oh, why did I think it was when he was in his second rookie year in Cleveland that they gave him that? It was his rookie year in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Well, his high school, when he was coming into his rookie year, they gave him that name already.
It's like I'm sorry to keep trying to put myself in LeBron's seat in his shoes, but it's like, bro, what God got for you, he has for you. And so when another man or another team is out there, well, we know that. I agree with you, Ashley, that he needed to go to he needed to be around other Lions to get it done. LeBron, what he did in Cleveland by himself was phenomenal.
Of course,
phenomenal. So it's like the way we tell the story sometimes it almost knocks LeBron's greatness. That's what I feel.
In what way?
Because
he himself is saying he had to go to Miami to win a championship.
Yeah, but Miami to me is just a situation. Meaning that's because they were trying to go to Chicago, but it was all 3 of them going to. Basically, what I'm saying, what if he went to? I already gave you 2. I said Boston. LeBron going to Boston, they win 2-3. LeBron going to go play with Dirk, he wins 2 or 3. LeBron going to LA, he wins 2 or 3.
Don't you feel like Jordan needed Pippen?
100%.
But do that knock his greatness?
No, but that's not what I'm saying.
And if Pippen say Jordan kind of needed,
not only that, KD needed the Warriors, and the Warriors needed KD.
But that's not what I'm saying, though.
We can go down the list.
That's not what I'm saying. Basically, what I'm saying is LeBron is looking at D Wade like, bruh.
But it's
that's what I'm saying. Like,
would you say that? Would you say that?
It's the same reason why Scottie and Michael Jordan is going at it. Like,
no.
How are y'all still?
Scotty's beef
Sorry,
is
I'm
that
so loud.
Scotty's beef is that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, and Michael Jordan has said some things about Scottie Pippen, and people think that Scottie did. People who don't know basketball think that Scottie Pippen was a scrub. He wasn't. Nobody thinks that LeBron was a scrub. That's not what anybody says. Everyone says though that he needed Miami to teach him how to be a champion, to become a champion. That's no different than Kevin Durant. Okay. Would you say Kevin Durant in OKC was a phenomenal player? Absolutely. Easy money sniper, OKC. But he needed the Warriors to win a championship. He needed the Warriors to take his career to the next. There's no knock to that.
I don't have no fight in this. I have no fight in this. No dog in this fight. Excuse me. What I'm saying is this is a perfect example. We just stumbled on it. Pippen starts saying, Jordan needed me. And they start bumping heads. D Wade is saying LeBron needed me. And he's been saying that. Now LeBron's probably putting his foot down like, all right, enough.
But I don't think Scotty's beef is with Jordan. I think Scotty's beef is with the narrative that surrounds the Bulls, because you've never heard Jordan.
Scotty's beef is with Jordan, his son, Larissa.
You've never heard Jordan discredit Scotty's importance to the Chicago Bulls. It's everybody else who thinks that Scottie Pippen, again, who don't know basketball, that think that Scottie Pippen was some bum. It has nothing to do with Jordan.
Yeah, but why did Scotty got to go out there and he wasn't taking shots at Jordan, but why Scotty got to go out there and say, like, you needed me to Michael Jordan. Now Michael Jordan sitting in down Boca Raton or West Palm Beach.
Because the narrative surrounding the Bulls discredits Scotty's importance to it. It's not Jordan specifically that does it. It's the narrative that surrounds the Bulls, and that's idiotic because Jordan needed Scotty and Scotty needed Jordan. Anyone who is a real basketball watcher knows that. His beef isn't with Jordan. It's with the fact that he's constantly discredited for the success of the Chicago Bulls. And Jordan, by a byproduct, gets the shots because maybe he hasn't stood up for him in the way that he wanted him to or whatever. But nobody thinks that Scottie Pippen was a loser or a scrub. Everyone knows that Jordan doesn't have Scottie. He doesn't win those championships in Chicago. Same thing with KD. Phenomenal player coming out of OKC.
I love the KD comparison.
KD needed the Warriors to win. The Warriors needed KD to help them win, to beat Cleveland. LeBron was phenomenal in Cleveland,
okay, B,
but he needed to go to Miami to win.
Okay, cool. You love that comparison. Okay, B, let me ask you a question. You ready?
I'm ready.
Why did LeBron say this? Why did he say this?
Because he was asked.
He felt the way. He felt the way. I agree with you, B. He felt the way. That's just you being a great player, I don't know why he felt the way because it's true. It doesn't knock your greatness. If KD would have went back to Oklahoma City and won a championship after he left Golden State, everybody would have said, hey, yo, he needed to go to Golden State to learn how to win, and he came back and he started winning. It's the same exact thing. It doesn't change KD as a player. He's still easy money sniper.
I see that differently, though.
He's still the sniper. He's still everything that he was before. He's still going to be whoever he's going to be.
That would rub me the wrong way. If I'm LeBron, if I'm KD, if you're saying I needed this to become a winner, to become a champion. The reason why, because what I would be looking at is, all right, let's put myself in a position, right? Brandon, you never been to the playoffs. Brandon, you never won a Super Bowl. Now I'm looking at it like, damn, what if I played with Tom Brady? What if I played with Peyton Manning? Give me a quarterback like that. I had 17 quarterbacks, and I still did what I did. But they're never going to talk about me in the realm of the top 15, top 10 wide receivers ever. But if I had a different situation, I knew I was a winner. I knew I was a champion. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to put myself in this position, and to like why he would feel this way. KD, if I'm LeBron, bro, if someone tell me I needed y'all to become a winner, like I needed you to teach me how to be a winner, then I'll be like, that's not the story. The story is I need talent around me.
I just think that LeBron comes back to Miami, the Lakers lose. It's a conversation that's had. I don't think it's that deep. I don't think there's any beef between him and D Wade. I think he very much well knows that he needed Miami to win championships, and Miami needed him to help them win championships. I don't think that there's there's nothing wrong with that. Basketball is a team sport, and that's how it works. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like it is what it is. Some of us would love to see our team win a championship and have to have this conversation.
Who's B's team?
Who is your basketball team?
Do you have a basketball team?
Nah.
Okay. Well, listen. Before we head to break, Brandon.
He said skip break. You got to read the notes.
I am reading the notes, but I'm. Let me do this. I'm quarterback. I'm Peyton Manning.
Oh, yeah, give me that.
Be quiet.
Okay.
Before we perhaps maybe head to break, Bottega was trending yesterday on Twitter for their new drop, and it is the sock boot. We have a picture of it. They are called the sock boots, and I put this in quotations because it's not quite a boot. It's kind of like a sock. There we go. These are Bottega's newest drop, and it had everyone on Twitter talking about which athlete would be the first to rock these. My money is on Kyle Kuzma. Who do you guys think is going to be the first to rock these?
Harden.
James Harden?
No, I don't see James Harden.
I can't see James wearing these.
I can see
Kyle Kuzma, maybe Jordan Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson in black, yes.
Maybe Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I see Jordan Clarkson first. Jordan probably already have him in his closet. I can see
Russell Westbrook.
No, I don't see Russ doing that.
You don't see Russell Westbrook wearing
No, not
these?
first. The question was first. I don't see Russ doing it first. Diggs on there go Diggs.
I don't see Diggs wearing these.
No, Ashley, when he wore double pants this Sunday. Mm-hmm. He's starting to show up more like Kuz or Westbrook. He's starting to be like out there. Yeah. He's starting to push the limit. So I can see Diggs on the football side for sure. And then I also see a big defensive lineman.
I totally see Kuzma in these.
Yeah, Kuz for sure.
What about Odell?
Nah,
I don't see Odell.
Nah.
Odell wore a leather ensemble to his birthday party yesterday in New York, shirtless underneath it, with like sunglasses. Stephon Diggs was there. Lori Harvey was there. Damson Idris. It was a star-studded birthday party.
They both were there? I thought they were single. I thought they broke up.
What's that got to do with going to the same party? Just don't talk to me. I won't talk to you. Okay. That's how that works. You stand on that side of the room. I'll stand on this side of the room. The hell?
That's crazy.
I'm not going to knock you outside because you there.
It's a whole nother conversation. Y'all know on this channel, sometimes we like to dive into.
You really think that girl shouldn't be at a party because her ex is there? Maybe ex?
I mean, it's so public. Like, y'all just break up. Y'all unfollow each other.
Boy, if you don't get out my face.
And now y'all both showing up at the same party.
Yeah, and you know what? When I walk in here, make sure you act like you don't know me. Go about your business. Don't talk to me.
That's
I'd be cool with it.
I mean, couple months later, it's so public and so new right now.
Who cares? Act like you do what we've been doing,
so
not
Lori,
speaking
Lori,
to
all
each
my
other.
exes, though. That's why it wouldn't be weird to me. I'm cool with all my exes. You're not cool with all your exes? You can't answer that kind of.
All my exes love me.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So
yes,
like that would
but
be
it had to be some work to get there. The first couple of months, to the first couple, no.
I'm cool with every single one of my.
I don't have any exes that dislike me.
That was a great question, B. I'm like, oh. Shit.
Maybe it's also because Lori Harvey and I are like birthday twins. So I feel like we have the same mindset. I'd walk in there and I would just.
Y'all do have this same look.
He would be the blending in
That's
with the
right.
wall.
That's right. And that's what Lori's thinking right now. Okay,
Hey,
next.
I've
look.
been in there looking around the room like, Okay, he's with this girl. No. Who's my next victim? Ah, there we go.
Look. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I can't.
And I got a little petty in me, too, so I would make sure he saw me going over there and being like, but that's a different conversation. Maybe I'm just like, I got to get
that's why you can't
person.
go, because, dudes, we could be over our lady. But we still don't want nobody talk to our lady, nobody touch our lady. Right? So, like, you're in that situation fresh. And now you got OBJ in the building, Stephon Diggs, who else you say was there?
James Harden was there.
James.
Bro, wait, she ain't mine.
Oh, Lord.
She's in the street. Like, it's cool. Like,
You said
It's
she's
gonna
for
be
the street? You said
Do
she's for the
you?
street or she's in the street?
She's for the streets. Like,
Damn.
You ain't mine. Go do your thing. Like, why do I care?
What if she broke up with you, though?
He gonna be hurt. You'll be hurt.
Yeah, he gonna be cry in the car.
That's a little different. That's a little different.
He said,
that's a little
and
different.
listen,
We got egos
since
as
Lori
men.
is my birthday twin, I can assure you she the one leaving first. So you might be go crying in the car, hitting your homeboy like, hey bro, we gotta get out of here. Why? No, we gotta get out of here, dog. I can't be here right now. Whatever.
Just show her with something. You'll be good.
You
You gotta be petty with her.
No.
Nah, what?
I'm
But
entering.
let me explain something to
If
you.
I know
guys.
I'm dealing with that type of pettiness, nah, I'm walking in with
I'm
something.
gonna put you on game. If a woman leaves, she does not care what you do.
You wouldn't care.
I'm telling
At
you,
all.
if I leave you and I break up with you, and you could walk in with Rihanna, I don't care because I'm over you. That's why I left.
I get it. That's
now
why I
if you
said if I
left,
broke up-
if you left
Yeah.
me, I'd be in my feelings.
So why when I said she for the streets, you act like that was a shock? I'm feeling the same way you feeling,
No,
right?
but I'm saying, what if she left you? You said you would feel
Yeah,
differently
it's
about
different.
it.
It's
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different. If you left me, now I'm like in my feelings. But if I left you, I don't care who you walk in with. You don't exist to me. I was done before I did it.
Listen, hey, guess what? Ladies, women are human too. They feel it. All that Ashley talking.
Ashley's talking.
No,
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you, if you, as a woman, if you get to the point where you want to leave your relationship, you're done.
B
Yeah,
said
you-
you still feel some type
you
of
still
way,
would
though.
feel
You be
some
like,
type
you
of way,
moved
for
on
sure.
that
No,
joint.
because
Like,
I
you
mean, I'm
ain't-
speaking only for me because it takes a lot for like I have to
for
really
most
be,
women too.
I have to be really done to like leave. So if I actually left and I pulled that trigger and I'm like, oh, we're over, I don't.
Even if it was a week later, you're like,
I don't.
yo,
No,
you
no,
moved on
because
that
like
quick?
usually when you make that decision, you're already done before you make the decision. So like at that point, like what you do, I don't really care. I'm already checked out. Now if you left me, now I'm in my feelings. Now I gotta call some chaos. You know what I mean? Now we got a problem. Now I gotta roll up
I
on
don't
you
know if I
like, oh
believe
hey,
that.
what's up? Like this your new girl? This your little friend?
I agree. I agree with Ashley that if it takes a lot for a woman to love a man that they really love and they care for, and they are done.
Yes.
But still, when your man, when he glowing and he pop out with something on his arm,
They look comfortable.
yeah, you're like, y'all feel something. You going shoot? You know what they gonna do? Ashley gonna be in there acting like she said, acting like she don't care, not paying attention. Maybe walk past you. You remember this? You remember this smell, boy? And then soon as she leave that spot, that restaurant, wherever y'all at, hey girl, I just ran into him. That's the first thing you gonna talk
I'm
about when
telling
you
you.
call your friend.
My
Hey girl, I
mom
just
can
ran into him. He
literally-
went da 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 ba 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 ba.
I can call my mom right now, and it may be one of my like best and worst traits. When I am done with something or someone, I'm so indifferent. Like I don't care what.
So
you
answer
do.
this question.
Like, I'm
answer
just-
this question.
That's just who
I
I,
get
am.
it.
So answer
Like,
this question.
I'm
Answer
the
this
same way.
question.
Because I
You
don't
walk
give up
into
on people easily.
you
so
walk into the restaurant after you let your man go. You see him with another lady.
I don't care.
They glowing. Do you make a phone call? Do you
No.
bring it up to your girlfriends?
I may mention that I saw them,
Okay.
but I'm not like, oh my God, he was looking
That
so
means you
good.
care.
No. I would just mention like, girl, you never guess who I ran into at this. But it's not like, oh my gosh, I gotta get
That's
him
care.
back.
No,
No,
I get it.
it's
'Cause I'm
not.
the
It's
same
just
way she is.
gossiping. It's just
I get it.
gossiping.
I
It's not
get it.
the
I'm
same
saying
thing.
where Ash is.
Once I'm done,
saying
I'm
where Ash
indifferent.
is.
I don't dislike you. I don't like you. I just don't care. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
So
feel you.
that's
100%.
that. But what I do care about, guys, is my favorite quarterback, Peyton Manning. He was on the Manning cast last night for Monday Night Football, and it was absolutely hilarious watching him give different signals for various play calls. It just adds to the list of reasons why Peyton Manning is my all-time favorite quarterback. Take a look at this.
We got flounder. Okay, that's flounder. Stir.
Okay, so he's giving different play calls. Everything from flounder to Tennessee to Tar
probably
Heel. That was Tar Heel.
Oh, how do you
when he
remember
hit his
that?
heel.
For really?
Yes, that was
That's
Tar
good.
Heel.
What was that one?
Was that Muscle?
Power. That might have been
Power, maybe. There
Drive.
was one,
Let me see what else he might have. Oh, that's
Bird. That's Bird. I remember that one. Flight,
Falcon,
bird,
yeah.
pigeon.
But I'm saying, ooh, I don't know. This is good. Dang, what is that, Peyton? It's so. Go ahead.
Wave, flow, go.
If I could hear like what he was saying, I could probably come up with the concept.
Let me go ahead.
It's impressive that she got that Tar Heel.
Yeah,
you know
that's
how we
right.
watched the audio, like his DBs as a defense. That Tar Heel signal was Tar Heel. I remember.
It was Tar Heel.
I remember we played him
How
2
did
times a
you-
year.
I'm telling y'all, I was
I
a
know
wide
what play they
receiver
ran on
quarterback in my
Tar Heel.
past
Like,
life.
yo.
Let me go ahead and see if I can actually get the video. You guys talk about this. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this video up.
Ash an interesting character, man. Like,
Why am I interesting?
for
That was
you to
Tar
nail
Heel.
that. Like, I know. That's why you're interesting. Like, you're not supposed to.
I
know
love
that
seeing
kinda.
stuff like that because it takes me back to when I was playing B, and it's like, bro, like some people don't see all that goes into it, you know, and it's like you have the play, you have all these plays, you may have 300 plays on the offensive side, different variations of it, different formations, right? And so it's written, you know, you might say trips right, Z zing, let's go scat protection, let's go trips right, Z zing, let's go Z drive, X big post. Then give me a H flare on this as well. Check the nickel, check the wheel. Boom. Ready, break. Then you go out there and now you got hand signals, right? You can even use numbers. There's so many things that you know you have to know and you have to master. And you have to be able to know this stuff in 20, 25 seconds. Peyton Manning goes to the line. Now you have this whole concept, but now they go from, quarters coverage and now they go to a 3 buzz. And now it's like, okay, now I got to change the whole play in 20-something seconds. That's insane.
It's insane how much we got to process information, especially on the defensive side. How you just said what you got to do on the offensive side, we break the huddle, right? We got our play calls. We looking at y'all. We got to look at y'all splits, what y'all tendencies are. Like, from what we watch film on all week, in a split second, we got to know y'all tendencies, right?
Right.
And then y'all do a shift. It was like, oh, that ain't the formation I seen before. It's a totally different formation. Like, so what are their tendencies now?
Yeah.
And then when y'all go through y'all checks and hand signals, we got to remember what we saw that week on the audio and what we seen on film to remember y'all route concept. And then we got to think, wait, is these dummy signals? Because sometimes y'all have dummy signals.
Right.
So it's like all this is happening within like maybe 10 to 15 seconds that quick, bro. It's like so much mental gymnastics that going on the field that people don't realize before every snap, though. So it's insane.
Can we roll the video? I have the audio. I'm going to put it to the mic so we can hear it. Can we roll the video so we can kind of get this synced up? Okay, here we go.
Flounder. Okay, that's flounder. Holster. Quick outs. Disco. It's an out and in. Travolta was off the disco. Right. Indiana's an in-breaking route, right? In honor of Bobby Knight. Tar Heel. Kind of an out and back in route. Jet.
That's Jet.
Everybody's going deep. That's an easy one. Popeye. Pressure play.
About Ferrari.
Oh, Ferrari. You gotta put the glove on. Put the glove on. Drive the Ferrari.
Give me the turtle.
Oh, that's Turtle.
Turtle. Slow.
Like
Go slow.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Post with an N.
New York.
Big Apple.
Dolphin.
Dolphin, dig with a post. You kind of make it.
That was good.
Listen,
that was good.
Peyton Manning is the gift that keeps on giving. Like I said,
fire.
my favorite quarterback of all time.
That's right.
So a lot of people are surprised when I say that because they think it's going to be Brady or like Aikman. No, but Peyton Manning is my favorite QB to ever do it.
Yeah, he was
so.
a G. When he got picked up in Denver, I called some of my old buddies that were still playing, like the Elvis Dumervilles of the world and the Champ Baileys of the world. I was like, yo, tell me about him. How is he? It's like, yo, what's his nickname? The General?
The General.
He's like, yo, he really is that. Elvis gave me a story one time where he said, bro, we're halfway through practice. And he runs the whole show. We're halfway through practice. Things wasn't going right. He told the coach, he told everybody, stop, we're starting over. That's the quarterback. It's like, yo, he really is the General. And they loved it, though. And that's why they went on to win the Super Bowl, because of that type of leadership.
They also called him the Sheriff, I think.
Oh, the Sheriff. It's not the General. That's it. It's the Sheriff. It's not General. It's the Sheriff.
I've heard people refer to him as the General.
No, it's the Sheriff.
But it's the Sheriff. I know was his real thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Omaha.
That was good. Thanks for that
Omaha.
video. That was Ashley's idea. Great job.
Yeah, so going ahead and moving on, talking some Dallas Cowboys football. So I know everyone's really excited about that one.
What's going on with the Cowboys now? Why are we talking about?
Micah Parsons and the Cowboys lost in a heartbreaker in Philly on Sunday, as we know. But arguably, I think top 5 or the best defensive player in football right now, depends on how you want to have that argument, is putting a positive spin on the loss. Parsons told The Athletic that not only did the Cowboys play well enough to beat Philly, but that Dallas gained more confidence after the game. Parsons added, "We'll see them again in 4 weeks." All right, guys, listen, should the Eagles be worried about catching my Dallas Cowboys looking for revenge the next time they meet up in 4 weeks? What are we thinking?
Listen, I'm not concerned about that. I'll pick right now. I have the Dallas Cowboys winning at home, right? B, we talked about this. You said about the energy, and there's something about being the underdog and trying to get to where the Eagles are. So I think that they're going to correct what they need to correct, and it's going to be an exciting game. It's going to come down to the wire, and the Cowboys will win that game. But that's not the problem. The problem is you're now 2.5 games back from the division lead, which is the Philadelphia Eagles, and
With
every
an easy
game is
schedule
critical.
coming up, though,
Doesn't matter.
compared to the Eagles, they got a tough one.
Eagles are the Eagles. There's the Eagles.
got the
The only team that is up there with the Eagles right now, really, is the Chiefs. The Chiefs can beat them. Anybody else they're playing, they beat themselves.
Well, they do have the Chiefs, the 49ers.
Don't matter.
And
Who has the Chiefs and 49ers?
The Eagles.
Okay, so the Chiefs, that's a good one. All right.
49ers can go either way, especially now they got some defensive.
The Eagles.
They got some defensive edge now.
Don't
They brought
matter.
Chase Young over. They brought
Don't matter.
They got the Chiefs, the Bills, the 49ers.
and the Bills. That's a tough
Don't
schedule.
matter. The Bills. Who the Bills just played? Who did they just play? Who did they just play and lose to?
Cincinnati.
I mean, it's Joe Burrow though.
It don't matter. Like you were talking about Josh Allen. Oh, what did he say about Josh Allen last week? You thought I forgot.
He let me down.
And what's
He thought I forgot.
He let me down.
And what's the Cowboys' upcoming schedule,
Yes.
B-Slow? We're just gonna do a comparison of strength of schedule.
It doesn't matter.
So
Ashley,
the Cowboys have the Giants, the Panthers, the Commanders, Seahawks, Eagles,
real
Bills.
easy teams.
They lost to the Cardinals too.
I mean, I feel like that's a different.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think it matters, but
the
comparing
stuff
of
does
the-
matter. But what I'm basically saying is the Eagles, outside of the Chiefs, they lose the game. The team don't beat them. They're that good.
The 49ers, though, man, that's going to be a game.
They're on a 3-game losing streak, aren't they?
They
Wait a
got to get back
second.
on track.
Hold
They
on.
gotta get back
I'm
on track.
sorry. Time out.
What?
You just said
Who? B?
the Chiefs don't lose.
No, the Eagles. We're talking about the Eagles.
You said the Eagles don't lose the game. They beat themselves. Is that what you just said?
No, I'm saying the team don't beat them. Did I say
You
that
said the
correctly?
teams
He said
don't
the
beat
team
them.
outside the
The
Chiefs ain't
Eagles.
gonna beat 'em.
You said the teams don't beat them. They beat themselves.
Correct.
So when I said that about the Dallas Cowboys, how was I wrong?
Because the Dallas Cowboys aren't there yet. They're
No,
not
no,
the
no,
Chiefs
no,
or
no,
the
no,
Eagles.
Time out. When I made the argument that the Cowboys beat themselves and the Eagles didn't play this amazing brand of football that beat the Dallas Cowboys. You both looked at me like I had six heads. You just said the same thing that I said about the Cowboys, about the Eagles, that teams don't beat them, they beat themselves. You
gotta give her space when she's done.
What the hell is the difference?
I
All right,
understand.
we're going to give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
No, what's the difference?
Okay, boom, you got that out. So
yeah,
ready?
what is the difference?
Okay, so for me, really quickly,
I understand where you're coming from.
The disconnect is that the Eagles are so good that it's all about the Eagles. It wasn't about the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles showed, even with the Dallas Cowboys giving their best effort, that it still wasn't good enough.
I am not giving you that because you both said that that's not how that works, that you can't discredit the opposing team.
That's not what we said. That's not what we said.
What B is saying right now, Ashley, is
we not
when the Cowboys show up every week, do you expect the same Cowboys team to show up every week?
I'm not talking about the Cowboys.
No, because that goes into his argument. The Eagles are going to be the same team week in, week out.
But my argument was not the characterization of the Dallas Cowboys as a whole. My argument was about that particular game. I said I don't believe the Eagles beat them. I believe the Cowboys beat themselves when it came to penalties, when it came to decision-making of Dak Prescott in clutch situations. I think that the Cowboys in that game beat themselves.
And there's nothing wrong with your assessment.
Looked at me like I was
and
crazy,
your analysis.
but you just said the exact same thing about the Eagles.
No, I think it's you asked the question first. Okay, was it more about the Eagles or the Cowboys?
Yes.
Your answer was your answer. Our answer was our answer.
What? We're talking about two different things.
Yeah,
here,
that's
Brandon.
right. That's what I'm saying.
I specifically said, and you both said to me, teams can't beat themselves. It's the other team that beats them. How are you going to say the Eagles?
Talking about the Eagles and the Cowboys.
That's the only game we're
okay, so now the rules change. The goalposts move. We're talking about the Eagles. Okay, got it. Got it.
Yo, you
got it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why what I'm realizing is
got it.
when Ashley, when you get
we moving the goalpost.
When Ashley get to that point where she's bullish on a particular subject or topic, she's not hearing anything else. You're not even rational sometimes when we having these debates and these conversations. She's just like, this is my point, and I'm staying right here. You're not even listening. Look, she's not listening now. She's not listening now. Look at her.
Whatever.
Look at it. You're a mess. You're a mess.
Whatever. B-Flow, any takes on this?
No, I understand where B was coming from when he made his assessment. But on this whole situation, I feel what you're saying though, Ash. The Cowboys do have a favorable schedule. They can go on a run before they play the Eagles, and they can come down to that Philly versus Dallas game to see who's going to win this division. That's very possible. And when it comes down to it, I think, B, I know you had the Cowboys winning at home, but that championship pedigree that we talked about, and I know how important Philly and those guys know how important it is to win that division and try to get that bye. If it come down to who's going to win that division, I think it's going to be a different outcome, and Philly will sweep the Dallas Cowboys.
Philly will sweep the Dallas
If it comes down to that game to see who win the division, which is very likely because Dallas favorable schedule.
But it can't come down to that because that game is – they have, 8 more games left, and they're playing in 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks. So,
The Eagles can lose against the Chiefs. The Eagles can possibly lose against the Bills. The Bills are.
I agree with that.
They can lose against the 49ers.
It's any given Sunday, but again, the Eagles are going to lose that game if the Bills come play their best game and then a couple things don't go their way.
If the Chiefs play their best game, they can beat. If the Chiefs and the Eagles play their best game, the Chiefs can still win that game.
Oh, for sure.
If the 49ers and the Eagles, they both play their best games, can the 49ers not win that game?
No. Well, you're saying they play their best game.
Yes.
I think the Eagles are the better team right now.
So you don't think the 49ers could win that game at all?
Well, he said if they both play their best game, Eagles' best game versus the 49ers' best game,
I think the 49ers will beat them.
The Eagles win for me.
I think the 49ers will win that game.
It's not even close, B.
You're saying that now because of 3-game skid.
I'm not panicking on the 49ers. I'm one that's saying Brock Purdy is still him. I still believe in the 49ers.
The way they showing up this defensive line, the way they showing up this defensive front, the 49ers know they got to get back on track. Like, you go face a hungry 49ers team that feel like, yo, we got to tally up some wins. They can't win this week or next week and be like, all right, we can take another L.
Right.
Their L's for the season mentally and their locker room is like, it's done.
Right.
Like, I don't care who we play. That's their mentality.
So what I'm hearing from you, Brandon, is that you're already crowning the Eagles the NFC East champion because you're saying that although they have a tougher schedule versus the more favorable schedule of the Dallas Cowboys, you think that the only team that really is going to give them any issues is the Kansas City Chiefs. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'm not ready to crown them yet. What I'm saying is they are the team to beat in the NFC because there's so much football still to be played. You don't know what's going to happen. The inevitable can happen, and that's injuries, right? And so you don't know how things are going to shape out. That's why if you're any team in it right now, you're not tanking, because tanking is real in the NFL. If you're not tanking, just keep working your process. Keep trying to figure it out. The Jets try to figure out how do you go from the worst offense in in the history of the organization to a middle of the road type offense. I don't know, but just keep figuring out because you never know what can happen. We've seen this year after year after year.
But
so I'm not ready to crown them, but they are the team to beat.
But don't you always say that that real football doesn't start till November?
That's right.
Okay, so knowing that and knowing that the 49ers have had a little bit of a tough time, Kansas City, although they've been winning offensively, there's a lot of room for improvement. Right. The Bills have been very up and down. Cincinnati is trying to still figure it out. They're starting to get into a flow. Knowing that real football doesn't start till November, you still think that if the 49ers come in playing their best football, this is a team
that's right.
that we've seen perform at some of the highest levels possible.
Yep.
You don't think that they can go ahead and beat the Eagles?
Yeah.
You still think the Eagles are? I mean, all these teams are starting to formulate.
I think they have the edge. Like, it's the same thing that we did with going into the Dallas, the first matchup between the Cowboys and the Eagles. You go across the board from coaching at all levels, including special teams. Then you throw in the positions, the different segments, the quarterback position, to the defensive line, to the offensive line, to the skill guys. The Eagles have the edge to me. They're a solid team. They're like, okay. I mean, this team is put together beautifully.
Nah, they are.
It's unbelievable. They did such a masterful job.
I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying that you're going to start to see teams really get into that gear, and I don't know if.
But here's the thing: these teams that you're talking about, I do believe they can go on a run, and they could potentially beat the Eagles, right? But it's going to be the Eagles, a drop ball, a tip or overthrow, interception, a strip sack, fumble, that type of stuff. But those teams that you're talking about,
beating themselves.
No, the Eagles have been in that flow for 2 years. These teams are trying to hit their stride. Like, imagine being in a meditative state for 2 years.
The 49ers
I'm going too deep. Let me
the
bring
49ers
it back.
haven't been in a meditative state. They've been in their stride.
No, they're on a 3-game losing streak.
Up until
they're
the losing streak,
up
until their losing streak, they've been in their stride. And the Eagles, I mean, they were winning games, but they didn't start out
disrupted by injury. Disrupted by
Jalen Hurts is playing hurt though.
Yeah, but he's still out there. That right there is an excuse. All players are hurt. It's not an excuse for him, but the way I've always looked at injuries is like that's where greatness lies. We're all banged up. We're all hurt. Can you still produce at a high level knowing that you got a bum knee, bad back, et cetera, et cetera? Beats hit it. After his rookie year, he played the next 9 years on a so-so knee. But he still was able to play 10 years at a high level. So I don't really even look into that.
Listen,
like that.
We'll see. B-Flow, you want the last point on this before we move on?
I think y'all done enough. Y'all did y'all thing going back and forth. I love to be a fly on the wall.
We will go ahead and see what the Eagles look like at the end of their 3-game run and what the Cowboys look ahead of their 3-game run until they meet again. Until then, we're going to switch gears a little bit and go back to the what?
I just want to be clear here, though, because I know what she's going to do, bro. We get into post-November, December. She's calculated. She's strategically placing and planting things. And she's like, you said this in week 7, week 6.
I'm just trying to move on to basketball.
No. I want to be clear here. Let's be clear really quickly. Ashley, I have the Dallas Cowboys still because it was my word, okay? To look. To represent the NFC in the Super Bowl.
I heard you.
But they got to get it together.
I heard you. Okay.
I just want to be clear there.
I'm switching gears. I'm going back to basketball right now. I'm just trying to move on to James Harden. BC, run me my graphics because go New York, go New York, go New York, go New York, go. Hey, yeah, baby. Listen. The Clippers made a trip to Madison Square Garden, and the Knicks showed them what time it was. New York time, baby. Welcome to the Mecca. My Knicks went ahead and took down the Clippers and James Harden, handing him a loss in his Clipper debut. 17 points, 6 and 9 of shooting with 6 assists in 31 minutes. And the Clippers were outscored by 14 in the fourth quarter. In fact, the Knicks put up 69 points in the second half alone. Julius Randle, RJ Barrett could not be stopped. Julius was making it rain 3-pointers, 3 to the dome. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony. And yeah, welcome to the Mecca, guys. Welcome to the Mecca. Don't worry, you'll have a better showing across the bridge. There's not much going on over there, but in the Mecca, we showed you what time it is. Welcome to New York. Anyone else anything to say?
The Clippers let James Harden down. Like, he came in, did his thing. He got
17 points, 6 of 9 of shooting with 6 assists in 31 minutes. If James Harden
give you 17 to 20 a night, you good with that, B?
I'm happy.
He giving you those assists. He's giving a night.
He's overachieving.
The Knicks won this game in the fourth quarter, right? PG only had 10 points. PG, you can't give me 10. Kawhi, you got to give me a little bit more than 18. Like, Russ did his thing. James Harden did his thing. I mean,
hey, yo, Andrew, run the boards real quick because I got 2 James Harden fans here. I need some backup. BC, come back me up real quick.
Oh, you gonna have BC come out?
BC, come back me up real quick. We can keep it just like this in the 3 box. We don't even need to move nothing. BC, come back me up real quick. Let's go, BC. Let's go, BC.
Come over here. Sit right here.
My fellow New York Knicks fan in the building. Talk to him, BC.
You gotta sit down, Brian.
Oh, all right.
Talk to him, BC.
D-Flow. Come on, my brother. There will be no more Knicks slander.
Harden
got out there. Yeah, he had 17 points and all that. He showed up. The rest of the team ain't show up, but the Knicks balled. You know who showed up? Julius Randle.
That guy.
That's the guy who showed up and gave him 27 and what, 10?
27.
Gave him the business. So
Put the respect on the Knicks. Right now,
what we're saying is that the Clippers.
The Knicks outscored the Clippers. Listen.
You heard what he said. I said what you said. He said the Clippers lost. No, what y'all saying with all this energy around the Knicks?
The Knicks outscored the Clippers in every quarter except for the first one. Breaking that down for you, the Clippers only led in the first quarter 21 to 19 points.
Okay, what does this
actually
mean?
I'm sorry. They led in the first half. Yeah, 25 to 23, and they actually led in the third. They led in the first half. The Knicks took it in the second half. 34 in the third, 35 in the fourth, 111, 97.
Hold on. This is
they got outplayed. They got out hustled.
What does that mean though? Like we're talking. This is why I asked that question, BC, because this is James Harden's first game back.
Okay.
17.
There's an argument that the Clippers are walking away like, yo, we really got it. If you look at the minutes, Kawhi played, Paul George played.
18 from Kawhi,
Westbrook
10 from
played,
Paul George.
Harden played 17. There you go.
All played 30-plus minutes.
Listen,
they all played, and they didn't play well. So,
hold on to time out. This is the first game. It's the first game.
No, I'm leaving Harden out of it. I'm talking about the guys that's been there for the first 6-7 games. Those guys, they've been there.
We trust them, though. They gonna be all right.
They'll be okay. They just wasn't okay last night.
Harden still ain't playing any defense. But the biggest question mark is, in all seriousness, the biggest question mark is you have Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. Looking at what they did last night, everybody in 30-plus minutes, nobody had 20-plus points. There's not enough ball to go around for the way these guys. Time out. There's not enough ball to go around for the way that these guys like to play. And Kawhi Leonard even said post-game when they asked him offensively, the ball's being taken out of your hand a lot more with James Harden now in the mix. And he said, yeah, it's going to be an adjustment. I have to figure out a way to still make this work.
That's what the regular season is for.
This is not a good formula.
Hold on, time out. That's what. No, hold on, time out. This is what I was saying. If I understand why you guys are excited, y'all came with so much energy, right? You guys are in the East. The Knicks, they're like you guys. This is going to be an exciting year for the Knicks. I will say that.
Regular.
With the Clippers, if I'm the Clippers,
watch him out.
That's if you're the Clippers, though, you are excited because all you got to do is have that mindset that Kawhi just had. Like, I have to make an adjustment.
He didn't say it in a positive way.
It was
Brandon.
I
watched it. I'm not reading it. I'm repeating it from memory.
I'm going off of what you read.
I'm not reading it.
So now you're looking at his.
I watched his post game, and I'm recalling what he said. It's not in front of me. It's in here.
They have time to figure it
Oh,
out.
but what you just said was positive, though.
But in the tone in which he said it was a level of frustration of trying to figure out how to bring another person into the mix because offensively it's taking away from his game.
But what did he say at the end? Basically, well, you said you
Basically, he has to figure it out. I mean, what else is he going to say? Screw James Harden?
And so for them to be in the process in the first game together, where they're trying to figure it out, and you have 17 from James Harden, 17 from Westbrook, 17 from Kawhi, 10 from Paul George.
What's 111 minus 97?
Oh my goodness!
In a losing effort.
What's a 111 minus?
Matter. They're playing. They're not. See, y'all got excited about one game.
Are they not? No, it's not about the one game. But do they not have vets? Kawhi, Russell, Paul George. Are they not vets? They've been playing together for a little while, right?
No.
Okay, they've been playing together for a little while.
Yes,
I mean, they played together before.
So why was James Harden the X factor?
Yeah, so why all of a sudden when James Harden there, you can't figure it out?
Bro,
you don't know what's going on.
Y'all are playing for y'all got all this energy over one game.
Time out.
They're excited about the
It's not about the one game. It's not about the one game. It's about going forward. What are they going to do going forward? They do have to figure it out. They will figure it out eventually because they're veterans. But you should have just came in there and to be honest, y'all should have came in there and had a better outing.
No, the Knicks are really good.
Time out.
They're
because
okay.
if James Harden and the Clippers would have won, y'all would have came in here hyped talking about, I told you the Clippers, they about to win a chip. This is the team. So I ain't even try to hear what you're talking about. We mad excited. All we're simply saying is you can't use James Harden as the justification as to why the Clippers lost because you have a team that has been playing with each other for a lot longer than James Harden has been on this team. Exactly. All we're simply saying is him being in the mix should not have affected the outcome of the game in the way that it did. Now, yes, it is one game. It's still early in the season, but it's fair as people who have been watching basketball to question how all of these guys are going to share the basketball.
That's what the regular season.
How was the defense, though? How was the defense? Because, yeah, they can all figure it out on offense and score points. Are they going to play defense? Because
but that's what the regular season is about.
The best defensive player on the Clippers right now is who? Is Paul George?
Listen. Okay, go ahead, finish.
The regular season is for you to figure out your rotation, see how you go make all these players mix, how you go make them gel. This is the first game. This is their first loss of the season. They lost before Harden was there. You would have been talking a different type of talk. They lost before Harden was there. They're trying to figure it out. Harden came in and did what he was supposed to do. If Kawhi would have went for his 25, Paul George would have went for his 20, would have had a different outcome.
But here's what you're missing about that is you keep saying if Kawhi would have went for this, if Russell would have went for this, but the game is affected by an additional person in the mix. So you can't expect a Paul George and a Kawhi to overcome that. This is what we're saying. You have to figure out a way to share the basketball against four ball
and they're going to do that.
They're going to figure it out.
So then why are you saying that Kawhi should have had 20-something? You have an additional body that was not there on the floor.
It's the same thing. I'm not saying these are the same players. But when KD came to Golden State, they had to figure out how all of them was going to share the ball throughout the season. And when they got to the postseason, it was like, we know how to run this operation. This is the same thing that's going on.
That's a cornerback over there talking that talk
right now.
What does that have to do with James Harden not playing defense? Let's talk about that.
Why is Russell Westbrook your leading rebounder?
Why? Yeah. Let's bring.
He's always been rebounding.
Give me your excuse on that, B-Flow.
He used to be a triple-double, a walking triple-double. He's not that guy anymore.
We don't need him to be that guy.
But he's not getting 11 rebounds. Why is he out rebounding everybody on your team?
He always done that. That's what he does. That's part of his game.
Not in the last couple of years. Not in the last couple of years. That's not a reach. He's not. Russell Westbrook is not the walking triple dub that he used to be.
Let me ask you a question.
You're bugging.
Why did it take 6 months for you to finally find your voice on the show? That boy good right now.
He's talking about that shit. I get up here and start talking crazy. You know what I mean? He's talking about the Knicks. I get passionate.
Tell B how you was like 4 months ago though.
Oh, B, I came out. I was like, yeah, you know. Let's go Knicks. He'd be like, but why? He'd be like, but why? What the? They won because they're good. It's like, no, but you gotta give me the why and the explanation of your point. So now I'm going into my point of why they lost the game and why the Clippers underachieved.
I like the passion from Knicks fans.
In all seriousness, it is one game. It is November, but I think it is fair to question how this team offensively is going to share one basketball amongst 4 ball-dominant players. You saw the issues that they had in Dallas initially between Kyrie and Luka when they first got together, and how long it took them to gel because both Luka and Kyrie enjoy having the ball in their hands. Yes, of course. We're just having fun with this, but I think the game showed that there is one basketball and 4 guys who need to have it in their hand. Offensively, you have to figure out how it's going to work because otherwise it's like this. And James Harden is not a defensive guy.
The only guy I'm concerned about, and it seems like he figured it out, is Russell Westbrook.
I agree.
Russell Westbrook is ball dominant. Paul George, Kawhi ain't bringing the ball up. Paul George ain't bringing the ball up, but they definitely, the offense flows through them. So do they have to make a sacrifice? Yes, but we just talked about D-Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron. Like all these other super teams that's been put together, everybody had to make sacrifices. And hell, even if you don't have these 4, even if you have a young team, they still have to make sacrifices. Just because they're big names, everybody got to come in and say there's one ball, there's 4 of us, we can all score no matter what level it is, and we got to make sacrifices. This is part of the game.
Yeah, but it's yes, but there's also a little bit different when you have 4 alphas on one team and they're all the success of them is prevalent on having the ball in their hand. I hear what you're saying. Yes, whenever you put a team together, you have to figure out how to play with each other, but a lot of the times you'll have guys who have different playing styles, so it gels, it works. That's how some teams are quicker to get formulate than others. This is going to be a little bit of a tougher task because James Harden, one of the critiques is, he said, I'm not a system player, I'm a system. He enjoys having the ball in his hand primarily of the time. That's the same thing he liked to do in Houston. That's why
stay right there. Stay right there, because you just said James Harden. There's a difference between when James Harden now, the system is I'm the point guard distributing the ball. Okay. James Harden in Houston was I'm scoring.
No, but that wasn't my comparison. I was just going through his teams. And then in Philly, he was the primary ball handler, and it didn't work for him because you still had to go ahead and incorporate Joel Embiid and other what I'm simply saying is that you have 4 ball-dominating players, and Harden's success relies on having the ball in his hand most of the time. But you have 3 other guys who also need that.
They'll figure it out because Russ not gonna be. I don't think all 4 of them will be in there in crunch time. It's either gonna be Russ or it's gonna be Harden with the ball coming up.
I disagree with you on that. We've been green all day.
I don't think they all.
Did you watch the game last night? They were on the floor at the same time.
They're trying to figure. Yeah, they want to see how it looked. But I'm talking about when playoff time comes. I guarantee you it's going to be Harden or Russ with PG and Kawhi when it comes.
I don't know. I don't see it that way, B. I think they're all going to be on the court together, and I know we got to
I agree with Ashley all 4 of them on the court.
But and then somebody needs to make the sacrifice because I'm telling you it's not going to work.
So this is how I see it. Russell Westbrook is the one that, if he's not dominating the ball, he struggles. Look at OKC.
But so does
you look
James
at
Harden.
him in Houston. You look at him in DC when he's with the Wizards. So James so far this year, Russell Westbrook has shown that he can play off the ball and still be extremely effective. But let's see how all this stuff comes together over the next couple of months. I'm not worrying about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, when he's out there, instead of him having 30, he might have 25. And the same thing with Paul George. The key is James Harden. James Harden, to me, is he's the point guard. He's the distributor. If he's out there, he's I got to go score 30, 40, then that's where the problem lies. But I don't think he has that mindset. I don't. I think if they're looking at this in this first game, all 4 together, they're saying, oh, there's actually chemistry and continuity. For all of them to have 17, and 10, that's a great start to me. If I'm Ty Lue, I'm saying that's a great start. I'm happy with that.
I don't want Kawhi with 17. I want him in the 25 range. I want PG in his 20s, right? And the reason why I said Russ and Harden can't be in there crunch time, I agree with Ash. It's you got to have your point guard. Russ isn't going to thrive as an off guard, as the shooting guard, right? That's not his game.
So far he is.
It's November.
Yeah,
I know.
for them
that's
to
why
be
I said it's
successful
early.
in the crunch time, I would like to see what Tyronn Lue do with this offense, right? Because if he makes it work, he's going to be coach of the year because these are 4 different guys. 3 out of the 4 got different styles, I feel. So if he can make it gel, then.
Bruh, whoever's in the West right now, I know they nervous.
But also James Harden, I know that you're saying point guard and just facilitate. That's not James Harden's game. He wants to score, which is part of the problem. A true point guard is a facilitator. He's not worried about putting points on the board like that. Yes, you still want your point guard to put up points because that puts you at a deficit. You're essentially playing 4 and 5. But a true point guard is a facilitator first, and then a scorer second. And James Harden is the opposite.
I disagree.
He is a scorer first and then a facilitator.
Well, that's what made him great and legendary. But as he's evolving and getting older, you have to adjust as a player. And when you go back to the Brooklyn move, him, KD, and Kyrie was the same thing. He was the one that said, I'm going to be the point guard and I'm going to distribute the ball.
And that
go
affected
over the
Kyrie's
last 5
game.
years. Look at his numbers. Look at his numbers. Over the last 5 years, assists has been through the roof, right? And that wasn't the case when he was in OKC. That wasn't in the case when he was in Houston. It wasn't the case. So what I'm saying is, basically what I'm saying is, Ashley, is that he's accepting that role. I don't think James Harden is going out there saying, I'm trying to go score 30, 40.
Okay. That's not the James Harden. He averaged 20-something points last season. He's a score first, facilitate second, which is why one of the reasons I believe Brooklyn was never going to work was because Kyrie is somebody who also likes to have the ball in his hand, and he also is score first, facilitate second. You can't have two guys that play the same way. All I'm simply saying is that is always James Harden's game. He's not a true point guard in this. To be a true point guard, you have to be selfless. Your scoring has to take a backseat to facilitating. And that is not who James Harden is as a player, which is why he's ball dominant, which is why he does not like being the third option, the second option. It's never been his game. That is not who he is as a player.
This is what needs to happen. Anybody out there that's where are they at next? Are they playing in Brooklyn today?
No, tomorrow. Your team.
Tomorrow. So boy, young and getting off over there. But anyway,
Cam Thomas.
Oh my
beast.
goodness.
Oh, nasty. 45 last night. Nasty.
Yes, but we lost.
Okay,
so
guys.
they play in Brooklyn. Any reporter out there, man or woman on the beat, ask James Harden that question, please, for us, and that will end this debate. Are you okay with being more of a traditional point guard? Because if he is, all of this is going to work. If he wants to go out there and score 30, 35 points a night, major meltdown coming.
Well, we shall see. Like we said, it's very early in the season. BC and I, just as Knicks fans, we like to, get our licks in when we can. But we have another special guest joining us. I promise you we had two. We had one. And coming out of New York himself, we got Sterling Shepard in the building. Is that correct? There he goes. Hi, Sterling. How are you?
What up? Hey, don't come over here with all that corporate talk. Just like we was in the locker room, boy. Like we gonna talk like.
All right, that's the bet.
That's my brother right here, Ash. This is my brother. I love you, man.
I love you too, dog.
That's what's up. So, Sterling and I played together when I had my little cup of tea with the Giants, and
little cup of tea.
Yeah, he and Odell taught me how to be young again, but Sterling and I just like this. For real, seriously.
To be young again?
Maybe you got any funny stories from when we were in the locker room together, Shep?
Man, I got so many, but you know the one that really stick out to me? Which I don't mean to do you like this, B, but that one time I walked into the locker room, I had just got back. I was coming from the crib or whatever. We had to be in there for meetings later on. But I think that was right when you hurt your toe. and they didn't have the plan that B. Marsh wanted. Every day, he wanted a plan on what he was supposed to do to rehab his toe, which I think they had a plan, but it wasn't the plan that he wanted. So he got the snapping on him, boy, and I was like, man, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. But that was pretty one. That was one that stuck out to me. It was pretty funny.
I think I might have left after that.
Yeah,
I'll holler at y'all. I'm gonna go over to New Jersey to rehab this toe. This is my brother, man.
Listen, Sterling, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Daniel Jones, very unfortunate situation happening with him. And you had a similar or the same injury, I believe, that Daniel Jones right now is dealing with. I mean, the rehab process and getting back to a quarterback that can lead a football team, what is that going to be like for him? And more importantly, or just as importantly, I should say, how is the team going to rally in his absence?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a tough deal. I mean, we've all been through injuries. We know how times can be during them times, and it can get dark. So we got to do a good job of just being there for him and being somebody he can lean on throughout this time because it is tough. But he'll make it back. He got the mindset for it, and he's built that way. So I'm not worried about him at all, and I know he'll be able to get back to where he's playing at a high level.
Yeah, I wanna stay right here, bro, because I know me and you been through some things, right? And your injury last year and the year before, it was brutal. And so can you take us into what Danny Dimes might be going through and what you went through so people can understand what the player's experience is when they were hit with injury, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you go through a lot mentally, especially initially after the injury. I mean, I remember you came over right after I got hurt, which I appreciate because I needed somebody to talk to and really speak life into me because, like I said, it goes into a dark time and, you start to question whether you're going to be able to come back and be the same player if you come back at all. But yeah, that's why I said it's so important for us and guys to keep uplifting him because I remember being there. But I mean, he's attacked it the right way. Right when he found out that it was officially torn, some guys they'll take a break, a day or two off, and just kind of talk to family or whatever they may do. And you got to get right back to work, especially with the knee. Like you got to work on the strengthening before the surgery. So he took no time off. The first time I saw him was the next day, and he was in the weight room already starting to, do the beginning processes of the prehab. So wow. I was happy to see him in good spirits and, getting right to it.
Sterling, last season, y'all made a run, right? Y'all made the playoffs. This year, we kind of expected the same out of the Giants. But it's been disappointing. Y'all had a disappointing season so far. What do you think has been the biggest reason of that disappointment, and what do you think y'all can do to turn it around?
Yeah, man, I honestly think it just comes down to execution. Like, you look at it, the red zone has not been a good space for us. And you ain't going to win too many games if you kicking field goals, dog. It's like that's just the way the league goes. So being able to execute, especially in the red zone, having – pre-snap penalties are going to kill you every single time, and we've had quite a bit of those. And just being able to hit some of the shots down there and shots in general, if you hit an explosive plays, you give yourself a pretty good chance to win ball games. But when you come up short on those and you aren't able to connect and ultimately to finish, then it's tough. It's tough sledding. So I think those are areas that we need to really hone in on.
I think that, it's week 9 where week 9 just ended. It's still a lot of football left. It's still a lot of time in the season. But right now, the NFC looks like it's going to come down to the Philadelphia Eagles and my Dallas Cowboys. Now, we have been having a conversation.
Oh, you counting them out? Are y'all mathematically out?
No, I didn't say they were mathematically out. I said,
bro, you hear that shit?
It sounded like that to me, bro.
I said right now, it looks like the front runners are, come on. Listen, we've been having conversations on this show, I feel like, all season about how far is the drop-off between the Eagles and the Cowboys. I mean, these are both teams that you see twice a year. You're very familiar with these guys, with these organizations, with these players, just everything that goes into it. What's your opinion on the drop-off between these two teams?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you can't take that away from them. They playing good ball, both of those teams. But as you know, this is the NFL. This is any given Sunday. So anybody can get got every week. So, I mean, whenever it's our turn to play them, I mean, we're playing the Cowboys coming up this week. We got to prepare the right way. And we got to try to get a dub there, especially in conference play. So, that's what I'm hoping for. But the big drop-off, I don't know. I'm not putting too much weight on it.
I don't know. It sounded like he low-key kind of threatened me going into that game with the Giants. Like, you want the smoke? We gonna give it to you. Okay. Message received.
You was trying to clean it up.
Message received. Message received.
Bruh, has the energy changed in the city yet? I don't know if I've ever told you guys this story, but we all went down in the same game, and we were playing against the Chargers in MetLife. Me, you, O, and Dwayne went down. All 4 receivers went down, snapped our ankles. But, bro, that was the year y'all was teaching me about what Supreme was. I ain't know what Supreme was. I'm seeing Shep and OBJ wearing Supreme. I'm like, what is this? So after I had my surgery, I'm rolling through Soho, and I see the Supreme shop. I jump out. I'm like, Mish, that's what Shep and them been talking about. Let me go check out what this is. Bro, I crutched my way to the front of the door, and they looked at me and they said, you suck, y'all suck, get to the back of the back line. Bro, has the energy shift yet in the city on y'all, or y'all still in a good place that they still rocking with y'all?
Man, I'm always in a good place. You know what the difference is, though? If you've been a part of a winning team, no matter what form or fashion, if you've been a part of a winning team, they remember you for that more than they do the stuff that's going on. So they look at the positive there. But for guys like that are just coming in, like in your situation, it's like, bro, since you got here, we was losing. So get to the back. You know what I mean? Like,
oh damn, Shep, is that a shot at me? You think was that a problem?
That ain't no shot. That's just true, B. Like, you had just gotten there. They were like, man, look, when you got here, we've been losing. So, I'm just telling you the way they look at it.
Yeah. So, but you know what, though? I could say this, though, bro. That was a huge mistake that Coach McAdoo made. Mm-hmm. It should have been you and OBJ starting. They put me. I should have been a third. That was a huge mistake.
Listen, Brandon, I know you have the infamous question coming up, but before that, Sterling, I know you're doing some stuff with La Quinta. Tell us what's going on with that.
Yeah, so what we've done is we did it like a hype machine, and basically you can go to laquinta.com/hype, and you can get a personalized video of me just basically hyping you up. You know how hectic this time can be with the holidays coming up and everything. So there's a personalized video that you can send out to your friends, and it's basically just me motivating you to get through whatever you're going through. Maybe like end of the year reviews, or your family's coming in and you don't want one of them family members. Everybody got that family member you don't want staying in the crib. So hyping you up to be able to tell them, you got you a nice little spot at the La Quinta over here, and you can come to the crib when the food get here. So it's just basically videos that we've generated that you send out to your friends and stuff, just basically hyping you up through this hectic season.
Can I get you getting a video of saying "Go Cowboys," or is that like blocked?
Girl, now hey, listen. Know the answer to that one.
It's gonna like request denied.
But after my brother breaking news saying that I was the reason we were losing, I'm gonna need one of those hype videos, bro. You gonna have to pick me up. He said, "Bro, since we've been losing, we was trash." All right, really quick. You're right, bro. So over on the other side of the town, Florham Park, you got the Jets, right? And I love the Jets, and I was friendly with the Giants. Aaron Rodgers, you're a guy that hurt your Achilles.
Yeah,
bro. What is happening? What? Just describe to everybody listening what this process is of recovering post-op, and then where Aaron Rodgers is, and is it possible for him to come back towards the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I know that Cam Akers, I don't know if you guys remember, when he tore his, it was a little bit before me. A little bit before me, but I hadn't heard about the procedure that he got. So there's 2 different procedures, or maybe even more than that. But the one that I got, it's a little bit different of a procedure. It takes a little bit more time, but it's tried and true. And during that time, it was a new procedure that came out, and that's what Cam got. But you guys remember that he came back for the playoffs that season and was playing good ball. So I don't know what Aaron Rodgers got, but I assume that it was that procedure. And I think it is possible. I mean, it was possible for Cam Akers. So I don't see why not. If he's serious about his recovery, which I'm sure he is, I think it's not a long shot.
The conspiracy continues. Oh my God, I'm never gonna hear the end of it. I'm never gonna hear the end of it. Sterling, we know we got to let you run, but thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it, and we wish you the best of luck and a healthy rest of your season, first and foremost.
I appreciate y'all having me on.
Bye.
All right, bro.
All right, man. I'll call you later.
Yeah, I love.
Listen, guys, that does it for our show today. It has been a very eventful day at Paper Route. I know B-Flow and Brandon Marshall are going to be running with this A-Rod conspiracy theory for a couple of more weeks now. It's going to be nonstop for me here, and I'm right smack dab in the middle, so I can't wait. He's giving me the evil look like, yeah, you know what time it is. Now I'm on Brandon's side. It's 2 against 1. He used to be on my side.
That's why she called BC.
God. Listen, if you're listening on SiriusXM Faction Talk 103, we thank you so much. If you are watching us on YouTube, as usual, we thank you so much. If you want to watch the interviews, make sure you head over to the I Am Athlete YouTube page to check it all out, and also tap into all of our social channels. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's Hump Day, my favorite day. So until then, bye.